Thank you. Deputy Smith.
Thank you, Ciarán Comhairle. I'd like to thank all the deputies, parties and groups for contributing to the debate today. Well, I'd like to thank almost all of them. It will come as no surprise to the government that we won't be accepting their amendment to our motion today. It may come as a surprise, I hope it doesn't, to Comrade Boyd Barrett that we will be accepting their amendments. But just to comment on their contribution, on his contribution, he spoke about the Labour Party and some in opposition maybe showing humility as to when we've got things wrong in relation to this pandemic. Everyone's got things wrong in relation to this pandemic. And in the exhaustive trawl of our contributions and press statements and comments which they've done in advance of this debate, surely they'd have the humility to acknowledge that the Labour Party has stated categorically, unlike others, that we have got things wrong, which is why we're at this point, which led us to this motion, which led us to the position that is the position we have to be in now, which is to suppress this strategy. We have the humility to admit that, and we are fully behind this motion. And when the revolution comes, and I really genuinely am looking forward to the revolution coming, maybe Deputy Boyd Barrett will have the humility to understand that we are not the enemy. I doubt it. In fact, if he could see us from when the revolution comes from the very back of the battalion, he'll see, as usual, that we will be at the front. But what really got me in this debate today was the contributions from the Healy Raes, both of them. And I'm absolutely disgusted because it hit me personally. Usually what they say is water off a duck's back to most of us, to all of us in this House. But they mentioned they had to go to the Labour Party, this relevance, that. But they said that we didn't understand working people, and said we didn't understand a carpenter coming to the house to have to fix a job. Well, I'm the son of a carpenter. I'm not the son of Fianna Fáil privilege and millions of euro. I remember as a kid in the 80s having to take any work going, hanging doors and fingless just to put a roof over our head and food on the table. I remember that. I spent my teenage years working on sites, filling skips. Did they? Or are they driving their Mercedes into their big plant hire shops, walking past all their machineries worth hundreds of thousands to count all their money? Or to count up all their properties? You had your chance. You had your chance. Sit down, Deputy. Chair. I did not come in. Come in.
Deputy Smith has the floor. Please let him conclude.
I have the floor. So I'm not going to be lectured on understanding workers. I don't have to put on a political costume and a caricature to pretend I'm working class like some. They do. Right? This is a pro-worker motion. If they read it, if they understood, if they took 1 second to remove themselves from their own regressive politics to see that this position is about a strong public health response to get people back to work and to stay in work, to get schools open and for them to stay open. That's what this is about. And that's where the opposition is at. And I don't think the government are too far away either. But we need to meet in the middle and we need to get this through. We need to keep this virus down. That's how things will get open. So the next time we have a motion or anything, I'll happily sit down or have a Zoom call and explain to them what it stands for, because they never read it. They're pursuing a narrow, regressive, conservative agenda all the time. It lets down the people of Kerry who they profess to represent, and it lets down working people. This is a pro-workers motion. Everything we put through is pro-workers, and we will work together, and we will admit when we're wrong, and we will move forward. Last night's RT Investigates show should have shown everybody where we are with this, how desperate it is to see the work of the doctors and the nurses in Tala Hospital, to see the workers of the porters and the receptionists and everyone else in that facility and healthcare facilities all over the country. That's why we are where we are. That's why we need to be supporting strong public health measures to protect those workers and to get workers who are currently at home on the pup, to get workers who are currently at home trying to educate their children and all the pressure that entails, to get all those people back to work, to get society back. I think it's what people in this House want, side of the House. I think it's people on what that side of the House wants. It's what the Labour Party wants. I very much doubt it's what they want. Thank you, Ciarán Comhairle.